in our A main for Ironman B Mod feature.
And not just any feature, I might add, Lon. 2,000 to win on the line tonight for our USRA Ironman B Modified competitors. 2,000 bones for the winner here tonight. Lineup looks great. It's going to be a great event for these guys to sort it all out. We got veterans, former modified drivers, young up-and-coming drivers, you name it. A nice mix of drivers here in the lineup for our Ironman B Mod main event tonight. I'll give you the rundown here while we get things ready to go for the lineup. Pole setter will be Brian Bolin out of Fort Scott, Kansas in the 28 machine. To his outside, joining him on the front row out of Orick, Missouri in an Allen's number 70, that is Aaron Moran. Second row on the inside, Bobby Maggard out of Republic, Missouri in the 101, and Dustin Daniels from Colby, Kansas make up row number 2. From Oak Grove, Missouri comes Buddy Thompson in the number 5 machine. To his outside in the 211, all the way down from St. Joseph, Missouri, it's Tim Eaton. Row number 4 looks like this. Sean Strong out of Billings, Missouri. He'll be in the 14. To his outside, Brian Larere out of Wichita, Kansas in the 2. Tim Van Gotten out of Chanute, Kansas is in the 37. Alongside of him, Jacob Ebert, another driver from Oak Grove, Missouri in the 94. Scott Drake comes to us from Joplin, Missouri. He's in the 12D machine starting inside of row 6, along with the 3x3 machine of Nick Newton out of Kansas City, Kansas. Trevor Drake is in the 44 machine. Alongside him will be the 07 of Corey Crapser out of Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin. Starting 15 to 9 in the 22G, it'll be Steve Goodman out of Meriden, Kansas, along with Seth Schroer out of Strong City, Kansas. Veteran racer in the 42 is Gene Claxton, Kansas City, Kansas driver. He's in the 42 machine, starts 17th, along with Brian Rigsby from Topeka, Kansas in the 12. Jeremy Chambers from Parsons, Kansas, and Riley Whitworth out of Humboldt, Kansas make up row number 10. Starting tonight, 21st position, Dan Wheeler out of Savage, Minnesota, and Steve Millenberg out of Spartan in the 33. The 1H3, it'll be Jerry Hoffman out of Oronogo, Missouri in the Hoffman Race Cars 1H3. And starting tailback tonight, 24th, Mike Striegel out of Wheeler, Missouri in the 19.
Once again, Sam, as we get set to finish up here tonight, our $2,000 to win of payday. One of these USRA B-Mod drivers are going to be an awful happy camper. We want to remind everyone, immediately following this race, we'll have our USRA Race of Champions. 6 champions on hand from different tracks. We will have a race for them coming up immediately following our A-Main hit tonight. And following that, come on over to the party barn. Travis Marvin, again, he's set up and ready to go for your listening enjoyment. Nashville recording artist. So stop on down again here tonight as we get ready for our A-Main. How many times? 20 or 25?
Aaron Moran, bring him to the line. The B-Mods are underway for 25 big ones.
I'm liking it as they turn them off here tonight. Brian Bolin on the point. Bolin will lead them off at turn number 2 down the back straightaway, Sam, as they sort themselves out.
Scott Drake Meyer deep in the field trying to bring that number 12 machine to the front. He is a USRA overall champion for the B Modifieds. Can he bring it to the front?
He better get busy. Aaron Moran out of Orick, Missouri in the number 2 spot. And they're 3 wide. Again, the action off of turn 2.
Brian Bolin looks strong tonight during his heat race action. He looks even stronger here tonight. He leads the first 2 laps of our big 25-lap 2,000 main event. Brian Bolin out of Fort Scott, Kansas. We got all kinds of trouble down the front lawn.
We got trouble, but they sorted it all out. Thank you very much. I'm getting everybody a $5 cigar. They saved their caution. And I'm looking at Bobby Maggard, that 101, the old Stars and Stripes, always comes to the front from Republic, Missouri.
Yellow's out.
The caution flag is out for Stephen Muhlenberg in car 33.
Stephen Muhlenberg having problems, as well as the 42 of Gene Claxton early on here tonight, so tough break for those 2 drivers. Everybody trying to track down Brian Bolin, who looks awfully strong in that 28 machine. A veteran wheelman behind the wheel of a modified, though. Aaron Moran is right there in that 2nd spot. Aaron tends to run modifieds and B modifieds throughout the year. Of course, starting his year off tonight right here at the Humboldt Speedway in the King of America weekend with our 2,000 to win USRA B Modified main event.
Yeah, 2,000 to win just in the modifieds. Again, that's usually the formula for our series. But again, here tonight for the Ironman B Mod, that is one heck of a payday. And we thank those 55 drivers coming out here tonight to compete
Lineup
here at
is
Humbo
good.
Speedway.
Your choice
A lot of
around.
these guys don't travel a lot, Sam, as we know, but they've came a long ways. The tracks up north, of course, not open. A lot of tracks down in the Missouri area, down here in Kansas. These guys are having a blast. $2,000, that's like making a season payday for a lot of these drivers here tonight.
And just very few races actually have been able to be run so far this year. Just cool weather, the SNOW word we don't like to talk about anymore. But
we can say it now because we only got one more to go, so if it snows, what the heck.
That's right.
We got shovels. They didn't put them away yet.
The best thing about B-Mods, I think, right now is you have some of the veterans who have stepped back to the B-Mods, and you have the up-and-comers. It's a great mix of drivers.
Yes, indeed. And speaking of drivers, we're getting ready to drive it back to the green flag.
And again, Brian Brolin will stick that 28 machine down to the low side, but he'll have company up front as Dustin Daniels now to Colby, Kansas, gets a little racy in that 6 machine. He challenges Moran for second.
Moran has got his hands full, but that top groove keeps the momentum flowing. Going strong, that 14T car. It's kind of whittling its way to the front. A good-looking machine. He sits in number 4 spot as they hustle back to turn 3.
He and Brian Leverrier having a great battle back there in the 4th and 5th position. Strong is certainly coming. Maggart looks good in the 101, but never count out Jacob Eber. Now Eber getting a little bit racy in that red number 94 machine. Check out Jacob Eber picking up about 3 spots.
Indeed. Time you burn a load of fuel off, build some heat up in the tires. Now you start to find out what kind of car you got and what it's going to do for you tonight. As farther back, it's like a mini demo derby back there. They are beating quarter panels, indoor panels. They are busted up as you're later. This bottom groove off continue to show the way tonight from the pole in prime.
Best battle on the Speedway, anywhere from second on back, and I do mean anywhere because there's battles going on everywhere, side by side. Now as Aaron Morant has recollected the 2nd spot back from that number 6 machine of Dustin Daniels.
You got half a track covered here tonight. Half a track full of Ironman speed mods. And what a job these guys are doing. And look out, we've got trouble in turn 4. Cars around and we'll slow the field another time everybody drives off quick like nobody wanted to be said as being involved, but there's Nick Newton in the 3x3.
Tim Van Gotten and Nick Newton involved in the latest caution flag here with Brian Brolin still well in command of this one. Best battle on the Speedway had been for that 2nd spot between Aaron Morant and the 60 machine of Dustin Daniels. Great job there. Sean Strong, as you predicted, looking strong here tonight. Started 7th, has made his way up to the 4th position here early on. Certainly will be a threat by the time we get around to the end. I'm keeping my eye on the 2 machine though, Brian LaRiviere out of Wichita, Kansas. Running strong, currently sitting in that 5th spot. Jacob Eber, another driver, started 10th, currently up to the 6th position.
Well, it is a pickup. No doubt about it. It's a 37 car. Again, breaking out our caution flag here tonight. Tim Van Gotten out of Chanute. Brian Boland trying to get downstairs to put a little coolness in the tires, keep them from glazing over. They're not down there just because they want to get the car muddy. Trust me, they're up to tricks. Tricks aren't just for kids here tonight at Humboldt Speedway.
Corey Crapser, another driver on the move, started this one in 14th, has gained 7th position. Now to move into that 7th spot, he's looking good out there. Just in front of Scott Drake, currently sitting in our 8th spot. Again, Scott Drake, one of our champions from last year with USRA.
Yes, indeed he is. Scott Drake. We'll keep an eye there. And speaking of champions, we got our USRA Race of Champions, 6 drivers on tap here tonight to compete following this event here this evening. But we are a long ways from getting over with this one in our 25-lap main.
12 Brigsby. He has a flat tire. He's an exit. You got a flat tire. 12 exit the track.
What's the laps?
8. After the
8 laps officially scored, Lon. 8 laps down. Still quite a ways to go. 17 big laps to sort it out. Again, the drivers have plenty of time. We'll see who has the patience to get there.
Okay.
Yeah, these guys can't even spell patience. They probably don't even know what the first letter of patience is. They just want to go. Drop her on the mat and have whatever happens, happen. Yeah, there might be a couple of them with some patience, but the majority of them, I think, are just plain racers. And they are going to get ready to see if they have anything for Brian Bowen here tonight out of Fort Scott, Kansas, and that All-Star Performance car number 28, your leader.
The key to these speedways lately is to get off of the corners, and he does indeed get off the corners here tonight. Just watch it coming off of 2. The car just picks it up, and he is gone down that front straight area.
Here we go,
Leaves the
guys.
70 and the 6 to battle for second, which they're doing. They get occupied with themselves, and Brian begins to pull away.
Right. And again, when you've got a beautiful racetrack like this, and again, we haven't mentioned tonight, but again, Ryan Whitworth and all the guys that helped get this place in shape after last night, it is awesome, spot on, tip of the hat, and we're back racing.
All right, let's keep an eye on everybody, see if the tires might have cooled off, sealed over, what have you. Something could have happened, but here comes Sean Strong. Nothing bad happened to him. Sean Strong, Lon, now will challenge for that second spot in 4.
That's my car. I'm picking him, and I am coming to second. Sean Strong's in the number 2 spot. We'll see if he can get Brian Bowen now, who's trying to check out of this mess. As farther back, 2, 3 wide again as they work to turn 3.
Great battle there from 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. All cars tied together. Throw a blanket over them. Look at La Riviere now in that 2 machine. La Riviere takes it up to the 4th spot. Aaron Moran slips back to 5th. Jacob Ebert holds down 6th.
Yeah, and they're starting to play bump tag off of turn 2 at a high rate. And sooner or later, there's going to be a mishap. There's a wreck in the making. It's coming. Just hang right there with it. And it's right there.
It was nearly right there, and Aaron Moran is going to pay the hefty price there after contact with the Crapser machine in the 07. The 07 and the 70 get together, and Moran gets the worst into that one with heavy right front damage.
Yellow.
Like we said, there's something going to be happening, and it just is. Well, that should have been a great shot for the boys at Exxon. They were coming right down the boulevard, and they could have seen contact.
Leader through, and then we're going back to the last lap on that one.
That one might cause a few comments here post-race, and post-race from our fans
You
too.
could have had
tuning
eyesight
in.
like Stevie Wonder and seen that one. Man, that was a wallop. Yeah. Oh my. I wonder if they'll be exchanging Christmas cards.
I don't think there will be any cards being exchanged between the 07 and the 70.
Yeah, I want to see where Sean Strong now goes. If he takes the bottom group to the bottom, if he goes up top, I'm going to buy you a 3-ounce ribeye. If he goes to the bottom,
3x3,
you can buy me a 20-ounce.
I don't know if I want to take that bet. I see Sean Strong. I see him race quite often down at the Lucas Oil Speedway. He's always strong when he shows up there, so never count him out. But the driver that I'm actually keeping my eye on right there, the number 2, Ryan La Riviere out of Wichita, Kansas, started this event in 8th, has now made his way inside the top 4.
Well, should the other boys mix it up, Dustin Daniels is there, that 6D.
You never know on these restarts too. What could happen? These tires cool off, they seal up sometimes. A driver gets a different lane, you never know.
Speaking of cooling off, your checkbook's going to be a little more empty because look at my guy went bottom.
23, you were the last car.
That was a winner for me. Thank you very much.
Number 5, get out.
All right, Lon wants to throw the checkered right now, but these drivers have about probably a good 15 or so more laps for competition here. The 6D of Dustin Daniels, Colby, Kansas driver, looking very strong here tonight. Jacob Ebert now has snuck his way into the top 5. He started this event in 10th, has gained 5 positions on the field.
Yep, but they're going to get a little bit tougher, Sam. As you know, once you get towards the front, they just don't move over and turn the turn signals. No mirrors in the cars that we know of. They're not supposed to anyway, so they don't know who's behind them. They might get a glance at who's alongside. But Brian Bowen, Sean Strong, the top 2 right now as we come back to the green flag action.
All right, just past halfway in this one, 13 down, coming around to complete lap number 14. 12 down, excuse me, coming around to complete lap 13 as we get deeper and deeper. One car sideways, will they all shake it out? Watch them, Lon.
Look at there, Dustin Daniels, we haven't been mentioning his name. And he is coming to the front, the 5 car, now with a flat tire.
Buddy Thompson.
And Sean Strong now battle with Dustin Daniels for the number 2 position, and checking out again is Brian Bowen.
Brian Bowen is what we call on a rail here tonight at the Humboldt Speedway. That car is glued to the bottom side of the track. No one able to gain any ground, including that 14 and the 6 who continue to battle for that second spot.
Indeed, we watch as it gets to be single file for the top 4 spots now. Farther back you see the 12D car trying to make a move against Scott Drake on a jump of Missouri.
Scott Drake now running just behind Jacob Ebert, who's in that 4th spot. Drake has made his way to the top 5. Crapser's right there in 6th. La Riviere now falling back, has made his way back to 7th. Going backwards, not the way he wanted to go.
You put the son of Sam Kiss of Death on him. He's going backwards. Look where my guy's at. Yep, Sean Strong hanging right there in 2nd. That's another 20-ouncer. As we say, Green Flag Racing Ironman B-Mod feature.
Driver who started 22nd on the field has now made his way up to the 8th position. Keep an eye on that yellow number 33 of Steven Muhlenberg. Has gained quite a few spots here. Muhlenberg now up to 8.
Well, I know he doesn't have his big motor in because he blew that up in the USNTS division. But looking pretty darn good in the B-Mod. Again, is scrapping his way through, but Brian Bolin is clearly the class of this field here tonight and looking for that $2,000 payday.
Good battle just behind Muhlenberg from a couple of our young and up-and-coming drivers, Bobby Maggart and Tim Eaton. Battle for the 9th and 10th position side by side as Jacob Ebert now challenges for that 3rd spot, trying to get that away from Dustin Daniels.
Top 4, 5 cars now. Out front, breaking away from the field. The top 3 are single file. Now, as we mentioned that, here comes that 94 machine coming right up through Jacob Ebert. Ebert on the inside. And I believe, well, let's just watch and see as they come off at turn 4.
Jacob Ebert, 2nd generation driver, son of Charging Charlie Ebert, former track champion up at Central Missouri Speedway when the track was running in Warrensburg, Missouri. Now Ebert moves his car up into the 3rd position. Give it to Ebert into 3rd.
I think Ebert's got something here. If he can find a caution light to light up, I think he might be there with Sean Strong. But right now, Brian Bolin, nobody seems to be moving off that bottom groove.
The battle just behind 9th for that 10th and final spot inside the top 10 is now 3 wide down the back straightaway. Those cars trying to sort it all out. Bobby Maggart trying to hang on to 10th, but he has a lot of company. Meanwhile, the best battle continues to be with Jacob Ebert in that 94 and Dustin Daniels for the 3rd and 4th spots.
The only thing that might stop Brian Bolin is Brian Bolin or lap traffic has become the white flag.
For the final time tonight, Lonnie takes it down the back straightaway. Brian Bolin well in command of this one by a full straightaway. Bringing him off of corner number 4. Driver out of Fort Scott, Kansas, Brian Bolin takes the win and $2,000 at the Humboldt Speedway. Sean Strong in 2nd to the line. The 6 of Dustin Daniels edges out Jacob Ebert, followed by Scott Drake inside the top 5. Lon, a great race tonight for $2,000 win for these B-modified drivers.
I mean, these might be entry-level classes, we call it, but these guys really can drive. I mean, these are the future of the sport for the most part, coming up through their aspirations to move on again to the big gun, the big motors, the open motor type of thing. But what a great job all these drivers did. All 55. I'm not just saying the ones that made the A-main. Every one of these guys is a class act, and we're very glad to have them out here. And at Humboldt Speedway, they traveled a long ways, put a lot of vacation time in, and they had to reschedule, come back here to Humboldt because of the snow conditions. But boy, Brian Bolin on the point in Fort Scott, Kansas, is going to be hopping tonight as a $2,000 payday here at Humboldt Speedway.
Lon, has been a great night here announcing with you. Of course, we'll be right back here again tomorrow night. Want to remind the fans one more time, 1 hour earlier start times tomorrow night. We'll start racing at 6 p.m.
Right, and again, you're